everyone, Movie Game Guy here, and I'm doing something I've been wanting to do for a few years now, and I finally got a little bit of time to where I can spend every day for the next 30 days for Halloween to do a horror challenge. And there were two options that I had. The first was just 30 random movies, obviously horror, that I was gonna review each movie every day for 30 days for all of October. And then the other one was a 31 part questionnaire. And each day I would answer a question and have a bonus one at the end of the whole Halloween challenge. So I chose a little each. I'm just gonna do the 31 questions for this year. Next year I'll do the whole actual horror reviews and all that stuff. A review every day for October. I figured this one would be a little fun. Let you guys know a little more about me and my type of horror stuff and the things that I enjoy and recollections on many different things that influenced me to enjoy this genre, which is obviously my favorite. If you guys watch my channel, you'd know that horror is my favorite. Now, as a little side note, I won't be doing any movie review Mondays this month because every day I'll just be doing a video for the 31 questions that I'm going to answer. So, as that being said, I'll start off. I made a little pad and all that stuff. Not really a pad, a notebook of all the questions and everything that I want to do and all that. It's a couple pages, of just questions. And for day one, I figured this is one that would be pretty good to start off, and it's a first horror movie I remember ever seeing. Now, when I think about the first horror movie I've ever seen, it's kind of hard because now that I think about it, I was sitting here and just thinking of like the first thing that I was exposed to as a kid for horror, and I kept having Scream in my head, but I know Scream was not the very first. And there's also like Leprechaun 2. I remember seeing a lot when I was a kid and all that. But to be brutally honest, the first thing I remember was my aunt, well, my great aunt, my grandfather's sister, gave my mother years and years and years ago. This is when me and my kid sister were real little, and she gave us a box of VHS tapes, and some had the cardboard sleeves, and some of them were just the actual tapes themselves. And I remember picking this one up out of it, and I was just like, "What?" And I put it in, and I was just changed from there. From that point on, I was just fell in love with horror, and that was this tape, Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2. And I remember just having this tape, just this, without any artwork, nothing like that. And just seeing that in with the tapes. I'm like, Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2. I heard Chainsaw and Massacre, and my father was from Texas, so when I was a kid, I thought that was kind of cool. So I put this in, and I watched it, and I was like, no fucking way. Of course, it's not rewound. And I was like, no fucking way. I mean, it scared the crap out of me. From the scene where Leatherface jumps out of the record vault in the beginning to the gore, even just the area that the Sawyer family were actually living. It's just fucking creepy. It really scared me, and to this day, it's still one of my favorite movies of all time. And just that nostalgia of just this. Like, I remember this being like my first viewing of horror, and just Chop Top himself too, eating his own skin from his head was just kind of nuts. And I'll always love this tape, always. And now this isn't the same tape that I had when I was a kid. I don't know what happened to that thing. Like most of my stuff, like most of you guys can probably agree, we don't know what happened to a lot of our stuff. It just either disappeared, was sold, broken, thrown out, or whatever. We didn't care about it anymore, so we just didn't feel it was important to have in our lives. But this one came with, if you saw my last collection update, the actual artwork and stuff. But when I was a kid, I didn't have this artwork to look at. It was just the tape and the content on the tape. And that'll do it for day one for this horror challenge. I hope you guys enjoy. Definitely leave a comment below. Let me know what you guys remember being your first horror film, and how it influenced you on what you watch nowadays. And like I said, thank you for watching, guys. And tune in tomorrow for day 2 of the horror challenge.